Good evening, everyone. If we could have everyone get their seat, because we have people that do not have a seat right now, so we're trying to figure out where the open seating might be. So if you could grab your seat and okay, if you have open seats at your table and nobody is coming to them that you think, can you raise your hand and give a signal on how many open seats are at your table, please? We have one here. We have, it looks like one there. So if you are looking for a seat, two over here. Got seats back there, a couple. So are we good? Okay, we're good. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes. All right, well, good evening, everyone. I've got to get one public service announcement out of the way. Where's my Bonners Ferry people at? The chief of police called and thanked you all for coming tonight because Jack's Bar is going to have a monumental night tonight. I guess Jack's Bar will not have a fight tonight. I learned something about Jack's Bar. I've never been there, but it has one review on Yelp. One review. I went there with a group of girlfriends last weekend for a birthday celebration. We decided to venture out of our hotel to Jack's Club and immediately asked why we were there. They told us that the only reason people come there is to fight. And so if they wanted to get in a fight, they came to the right place. Everyone was very rude, and the patrons hated us for being there. They basically told us to get out of the bar. So, who's been to Jack's Bar? Okay. All right. So, there you go. All right, so everyone knows bathrooms are out and down the hall and to the left. Tonight, when you get your award, how it works is when your name is announced, you will stand up. The winner will get announced. The winner will come up here, receive their award, and they'll come over here and get their picture taken with John Freeze tonight. So that's a pretty cool thing. For those of you that don't know John, we'll introduce him later. NFL, University of Idaho. If you look in the end zone, he's one of those guys that's kind of a star there and retired number. So, and John's hating this right now because he doesn't like publicity. Where's John at? John, do you want to stand up for everybody? Okay. All right. John, anything, John. Got you covered. All right, want to thank our sponsors tonight, P1FCU, Northwest Specialty Hospital, Stancrafts Construction, Allegra Marketing of Coeur d'Alene, Steege and Page Lifer for being the ring sponsors, and Tim and Sandy Ross and the Lola Hagadon Foundation for being our scholarship sponsors. For the second straight year, we're also live streaming this, so everyone turn around and wave to the cameras right now. IdahoSports.com. They're live streaming this both on IdahoSports.com website as well as the North Idaho Athletic Hall of Fame website. So hopefully if you haven't told grandparents or anybody else that lives far away that couldn't make tonight, quickly text them and tell them IdahoSports.com and they can watch you get your awards. So thank you to Paul Kingsbury, Ryan Skaggs, and Brandon Banny for making this possible and joining us tonight. At this time, I'd like to introduce Chris Loseth. He is with our title sponsor tonight is P1FCU. Pacific Northwest Regional, born in 1938 in northern Idaho, P1FCU is a credit union that puts its roots down to help its members succeed. For over 86 years, P1FCU has stayed true to its ideals of working hard and giving back to communities, neighbors, and friends throughout the Pacific Northwest. I want to thank Chris Loseth for joining us. And Chris, do you have some opening comments for us?
Thank you, sir. Yep. All yours. You know, Bert's famous in Lawson, Idaho. I don't know about in Weippe or any other towns like that, but great guy. Thanks for everybody being here tonight. It's wonderful that the parents, coaches, families can be here to celebrate everyone tonight. Everybody that's here tonight as an athlete's already a winner, just being here. And we're just happy to have the honor of being the title sponsor for many years now. P1FCU, like Bert said, he was a year off. It's 87 years been in business, and I've had the opportunity to be the head coach of our team for 36 years as the president and CEO. Tonight, we're going to celebrate the achievements of many, many students and coaches and teams. We're going to celebrate all their success. We're going to celebrate the fact that they work hard, They play hard, they study hard, and they're good kids for every parent in the room. And we're just so proud to support children that are in athletics, as we have done for many years. And then this year's Hall of Fame inductees, I don't know really what you can say. You know, Debbie's sitting over there, 22 years U of I, winningest coach ever, 16 years straight season appearances with the NCAA tournaments also, 48 years coaching, teaching, administrator. That's just rock solid. Then Mike, football star, U of I. That would be the P1 FCU Kibidome at U of I coach. And and 17th overall in the NFL draft, all rookie, all pro, multi-teams. You know, the guy just did it all, and my son knew him in college. And then we have a nice gentleman, football, track, wrestling, selected 16th in the NFL, and who's found to one of the largest and most prestigious soaring camps in the United States. And then we have our own guy, our two-sport college athlete, a state football champ, already inducted in another Idaho Hall of Fame, CEO of an excellent hospital, has a Hall of Famer dad, and a wife and 2 daughters that are all state champions. So where else could we be tonight? And we would be surrounded by better folks than we are here tonight. All of you, all of them, all the students. We couldn't be anywhere else that's better than this. Thank you for letting me be here. Like Steve Largent said, the 5 B's of speaking are be brief, brother, be brief. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you, P1 FCU, for being the sponsor. And a note to myself and everyone else, when you cut and paste from last year's script to this year's script, remember to update the years. So 87 years, not 86. That's my bad. Also want to thank the rest of our sponsors again, Northwest Specialty Hospital, Stancast Construction, Allegra Marketing of Coeur d'Alene, Steve and Paige Leifer for being the ring sponsors, Tim and Sandy Ross, and the Loga Hagadon Foundation for being our scholarship sponsors. Remember, we're going to remind you a lot tonight, but if you stick around and your name's drawn, we're going to draw 4 $1,000 scholarships. And let's embarrass some people. Addie McArcher, where are you at? Addie, there you are. One of our $1,000 winners last year. So she's going to go play volleyball at Fresno Pacific next year, so it's going to come in handy. Right now, I'd like to ask the board members to please stand and be recognized. The people are putting on tonight, so if you're a board member, please stand up. Thank you for all that you do. A couple of them were outside. Mary, who has been running around ragged, wasn't in here, so, but we'll get her later. So, right now, I'd like to introduce one of our board members, Roger Stewart, to please give a moment of silence and an invocation for us, and then we'll get dinner started.
Welcome to all of you. Well, tonight is a wonderful celebration of achievement. The North Idaho Athletic Hall of Fame does want to recognize someone very special to our board tonight. On page 7 of your program, you can read about John Knowles, who unfortunately passed away in November. John was a part of the North Idaho Athletic Hall of Fame board for more than 20 years. We'd like to honor him tonight. Would you please join me in a moment of silence? Thank you. Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we gather tonight to celebrate the achievements of these high school athletes, their dedication, support for their parents and families. We thank you for the gifts of strength, teamwork, and perseverance you've given them, shaping their character on and off the field. Bless this awards banquet with gratitude and joy. May these young men and women continue to grow in faith, humility, and service, reflecting your love in all they do. Guide their paths forward and let this evening honor you. We pray in his name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. We're going to proceed with dinner, and then we'll start this show about roughly 7 o'clock. All right, we're going to try to keep on schedule, so it's 7 o'clock. So I asked about Bonner's Ferry. Is there anybody here from Kuski or Kamei? Okay, over there, all right. So 3 hours and 17-minute drive to come tonight? That deserves applause. 3 hours and 17 minutes to drive here tonight. So I don't know how it works. You know, I'm from Lewiston, so I don't know how this is in northern Idaho. But in the Lewiston area, all these small towns have what they call their days. And so Kendrick has like Locust Blossom or something like that, and Grangeville has Border Days. All these little things, all these little celebration days that happen over a weekend in the summer. If you've never gone to one, I highly encourage you because it's fascinating. I went to Winchester Days, and it's in the middle of nowhere. It's between Craigmont and Cul-de-sac, so as you pull out your map, you know, those are two popular spots as well. So you get there, and they're having a parade, all right? So, all right, we'll watch the parade. 3 floats, a couple pickups go by, and everyone just stands there. And you're kind of looking down the road going, I'm not seeing anything else coming, but nobody else is moving, so I'll stay too. What happens is they go all the way down, turn around, and come back the other way so you can see both sides of the float so that they can wave to you if you missed them wave on the other way. So that's an experience in itself. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming, and to also check out page 18 of your programs. That's a lot of sponsors who make tonight possible, so that is really cool. And again, for awards tonight, we're going to go through the college awards, then we're going to do the high school awards, and then we'll do the Hagadon awards. And then we'll do the scholarship drawing. Now, we do the scholarship drawing last, and you have to be present to win. So just remember that. If you get your award and you have to get to a prom or off to wherever, I'm sorry, but you won't qualify for the scholarship drawing. That's just the way we had to do it. So you've heard enough of me, so it's my privilege tonight to introduce our MC. And I'm sure many of you recognize him from television, Sam Adams. We're excited to have Sam here again. He's done this before, and it's really a lot of fun. So you don't blame Sam if he mispronounces your name, because we really put in a lot of time trying to get to your athletic directors and other people to get the names correct. So don't blame Sam if he mispronounces the name. That's kind of the way it was given to us. The other thing is, if your certificate tonight, hopefully your name is spelled correctly, but if your name is misspelled on your certificate, we will get you a new one. So stick around after, or just tell one of us, hey, my name's misspelled. It usually happens. We try not to do that, but it does happen, so just be aware. Sam is the 4-time Emmy award-winning journalist and morning news anchor of The Wake Up Show on KHQ. He's been recognized for his Super Bowl and Final Four coverage, as well as signature local events, including the Bloomsday Run and the Spokane Hoop Fest. I've been fortunate to work with Sam in a couple baseball broadcast booths. One of the funnest, most relaxing guys there is. I mean, you know, you get nervous sometimes before things. He has the way of, when he enters a room, of just making it calm. And his wife is smiling, so it must be somewhat true. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Adams.
I'm pretty confident that we'll be okay with all the pronunciations tonight. It's great to be here in Coeur d'Alene, which is not too far from Penn D'Oriel. Did I get those right? Okay, good. We had an amazing group last night for our Hall of Fame, And it was actually, it felt, I don't know how many people we have here. What is it, like 400? What do we have? 800? All right, I was off by 400. It was amazing. So last night, Hall of Fame inductions, and we had our banquet last night. And the one person I'm going to mention is unable to be here tonight is Mike Upati, who has a pretty good reason. He's on the coaching staff for Washington State. They have their Crimson and Gray game. And he's a former University of Idaho lineman. I played in the NFL, and he was my go-to last night because I would have to keep on taking breaks to get out because it was a pretty long evening, and he would be my blocker. So it was a tight crowd, and he just wedged right through. He'd pancake some people so I could get through. So nice job, Mike. All right, so we're going to start off tonight with our Hall of Fame inductees here tonight. Before we start, I do want to ask anyone who has been inducted into our Hall of Fame this year to please stand up at this time so we can recognize you. Bart, that's you. You too. Thank you. All right. Thank you all for coming here tonight. You all know what a special night this is. The North Idaho Hall of Fame is adding 5 members this year to our Hall of Fame, and we held that induction banquet last night for them right here at the resort. Tonight is their official induction. So last night it wasn't official. You weren't Hall of Famers yet, so you can't call yourself a Hall of Famer until tonight, okay? All right. I'm going to give a short introduction for each of you, and then if you'd like to learn more about our Hall of Fame inductees this year, there's a pretty lengthy bio about all of their accomplishments in our programs, and those are at your table. We're going to start this evening with, in no particular order, by the way, Bart Templeman. Bart is a jack of all trades. He's a former college football and track athlete, high school coach, college coach, business owner, best known for what he has done to help throwers as the founder of the Ironwood Throwing Center, a world-class indoor-outdoor throwing training facility for the shot put, the discus, and the hammer. It's located not far from here in Rathdrum. He played football at Boise Junior College and then Eastern Montana College and was a 16th round draft pick by the San Francisco 49ers. He had an outstanding teaching and coaching career in southern Idaho before moving to here in North Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, Bart Templeman. You can come up now.
What a fun time this is. And I want you to know that I came from a very small town and that some of you here come from very small towns. And so a lot of times you don't have the facilities that, you know, a lot of these kids have at the bigger schools. For example, there's a young lady here from Butlatch. Are you, you know who I mean? Catherine, would you please stand? So, Catherine is a 2-time state champ in the shot put. They don't even have a track. So, when you see people that do extraordinary things, it's kind of amazing. So, in my view, I should be sitting out there, and I would like to listen to every one of you high schoolers tell me your story. I would like to know that. So, each one of you, I know things are not easy. Idaho has a lot of little A1 schools which do not have facilities that the big ones do. Hopefully, somewhere down the line, our schools will be funded a little differently, so that will average out. So, anyway, I played football at Boise Junior College. Big deal. Salmon, Idaho. No, I mean, we're at the end of the world. I mean, you got to want to go to Salmon. Let me tell you. It's out in the middle of nowhere. So, and it was a big thing. And I went, and Lyle Smith was the coach, which is, I think it's Lyle Smith Stadium or Field or whatever now. But Lyle Smith was very honest with me. He said, Bart, he said, this maybe is not your thing. And I thought, oh boy. I didn't want to hear that. So, you know, and I had a really good line coach. Was the librarian, Mrs. Staples. I didn't know much about blocking and things, but I sure could find books in the library. So, but anyway, it's something that I think is so important here. You, as a student athlete, we want to keep you in the state of Idaho. We want you to be the best that you can be, the best. So you've got to seek out, to be the best, you've got to seek out people to help you. So who those people are, mentors, teachers, coaches, parents, grandmothers, you know, you got to find them and you got to let them help you be who you are. And when I say that, I think a lot of times you got to find yourself and you got to work hard. And I found out early that in my life, my family, nobody did anything. They never went to college. My father and mother they didn't even finish school. My dad went to the 7th grade. Well, unbelievably, you know, that's not going to get you very far academically. So he was not very confident in what he did. But I could see that that was something that, for me, I had to do that. I had to, or I was not going to be anybody. So I want you to think about yourself and say, anything, I can do anything. I mean anything. Just give me an opportunity, and if you look around you, see what your competition is, outwork them. Outwork them. Just do it better than they do. Find someone that can help you and do it. And that's kind of what our philosophy is at Ironwood. So, I just want to know how many people have been touched here by Ironwood. Could you stand? Just stand up. Not very many. We got one or two. Well, anyway, so I think if we go, you know, look at Rick Rasmussen. He's inducted here. You know how old I am? I coached him in high school. So I'm an antique. So I just want you to know that, and I want you to think about this. Be a multi-athlete. Do different things. Try different things. You don't know where your abilities lie. So if you can play 2 sports, 3 sports, do it. You don't know. So the only way you're going to find out, try it out. Okay? Now, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I just want you to know I'm going to invite anyone and everyone that wants to come out and look at Ironwood. And on the 26th and 28th of June, we will have what we call the Ironwood Classics. And there will be collegiate coaches and athletes there. There will be also people that are trying to make the Olympic team and the World Championships. So if you want to watch something that's amazing, watch the hammer throw. Have those guys throw 280 feet. It's amazing. So I want to thank the board for letting me stand up here and talk to you. I mean, I really appreciate it. This means a tremendous amount to me. So, thank you.
Our next inductee this evening is Rick Rasmussen. Rick is well known for his work throughout the Coeur d'Alene community. He graduated from Coeur d'Alene High School in 1984, where he played in 3 sports and was valedictorian and student body president his senior year. He then played both football and track at the University of Montana. He remained active in athletics, serving eventually as an official as well. He was elected to the North Idaho Officials Association Hall of Fame and plays a huge role in this event each year, serving as chair of the North Idaho Hall of Fame Board. Rick has earned honors from several community organizations and continues to remain active while serving as Chief Executive Officer at Northwest Specialty Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Rasmussen.
Welcome, everybody. What a night. You know, you look out here, we used to be like 200 of us up at the Coeur d'Alene Inn. We'd be out there until like 1 in the morning, you know, and now we're out here, and we will be out here, and we'll be done by 9:30. So those folks that have a 3-hour drive will get home at a decent time. So this all has happened. I got involved because my dad got involved. My dad, Big Dad, not a lot of you know him, some know him, but he is a member of this Hall of Fame, and for me to be in the same as my dad, it's very special. Last night, I had my whole family here, and the guy that I looked up to most, he's not here, but it was pretty special to be able to be in the same Hall of Fame as him. What makes this thing happen is the board. We got the best board. These people are out here. You saw them stand up earlier, but phenomenal people that check it at the door. They check in all their associates to come out and help out. I mean, they're, you know, people that College Hall of Fame guys like John Freeze, referees like Steve Hudson, who's been in here the Pac-10 the longest time, Roger Stewart has been in the Big Sky the longest time, Larry Schwinn. We got coaches, we got Bonners Ferry folks, we got Sandpoint, we got down in Lewiston. I mean, it's, you know, Bert and Mary and everybody involved. Just, you know, Kenny Hobart. We got all these vandals that I'm just way outnumbered and all this stuff, but it's something that is very special to me. We got folks helping out, Tina and Ann and Jane and other folks that step up. Sam Adams just makes this thing a first-class organization. All these table sponsors, let's get a big round for all the sponsors, because without this, they're the ones that help pay for all these tables here. We had 94 table sponsors this year, 94 different businesses from Grainsville to Bonners Ferry. I think half the county of Bonners Ferry is here. We had like, I don't know, 19 tables from there, something. I want to congratulate the fellow Hall of Fame members. What a Coach Bart. It was pretty awesome for me to be able to come in there with, you know, one of my idols, one of my coaches there, and my brother worked with him in starting Ironwood. Mike Iapati, you know, the first-round draft choice and played in the NFL for a long time. My buddy from 5th grade, we've been at each other's wedding. We've known each other a long time, Big Jim Winger, and we grew up about 8 houses away, and for us to be up, we graduated high school together. Our wives graduated with us, and it's pretty special to be up here with somebody who's been a good friend of mine for a long, long time. The best volleyball player the state of Idaho has ever seen, and now, I mean, it is coaching and just, you know, I definitely don't, you know, think I'm worthy to be in this group here, but it's something that's pretty special and means a lot to me. You know, for you nominees and the winners and the non-winners, you should be very proud. You know, you should be proud of your efforts. You should be proud. Just to get nominated means a lot. It's something that you've worked your hard. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes out there, and you look at folks that participate, and you're going to early weightlifting, and you're working hard. I mean, it takes a lot of dedication and time, and it's pretty special that you guys are even nominated. And so don't feel bad if you don't win. Appreciate that you got nominated. We have some world-class athletes in here, and folks that, you know, I sat out here 40 years ago. We had won the state football championship, and I also won a state math championship. They don't have an award for the math team, but you sit out here and you go out and look, and it means something, but it's very cool. We started a new award, so Hagadon High Character folks, stand up right now. It's one of our new awards. Any of the High Character Award people in the audience, stand up. There we go. That is the award that I wish I had it back when I was here 41 years ago. That means a lot. That's the high character. You work hard. You're maybe not the superstar. You know, you're out there. I mean, I played basketball. I played football with John. I played basketball. I was 4 for 39, really, from shooting free throws. I was the worst free-throw shooter of all time. But Coach Lundblatt, Coach Kravick let me play, you know. And, you know, but it was one of those things that Jim was a starter and I sat on the bench, but I was part of the team. And that's the same thing I put at the hospital. I love being part of the team. And this Hagadon High Character, we reward those people that work hard, high character, they're out doing good things in their community. So 3 life lessons for you guys that I just want to go through. Number 1, acknowledge your parents, acknowledge your coaches, your mentors, your teachers. My coach in high school, Herb Kreiner, passed away, and I never had a chance to go and thank him. My dad, I never told him just how much I loved him because I have 2 brothers, and we don't hug. We're just, you pat on the back, and I wish I would have hugged my dad. I wish I would have told him I loved him a little bit more. Don't be afraid to do that. Go out and thank some of these folks that really, really made a difference in your life. Those coaches, those mentors, those teachers. Larry Schwenke was a big one of those for me, and I want to thank him here now. But there's a lot of people that I didn't get a chance to, and I wish I would have. And last night was neat. I was able to do that for some of my friends, but don't miss the opportunity. Tell some coach, walk down there and say, you made a difference in my life, and do it while you still can. Friends. Pick good friends. You don't know how big that is. I know people that a family that one kid went to Yale, one kid went to jail. And I asked the parents, what's the difference? And they said one thing, the friends they chose. The friends that I chose in high school, the Jim Wingers, and the friends that they get out, and one got into debate, and then he, got into, they were involved in school, and they were involved in doing good things, and he gets a full ride to Yale. And he goes out, and the other one didn't get involved. My dad was a big believer when they built Lake City. My dad was the first one to go over there, and he wanted a second high school in Coeur d'Alene. And we're like, man, we want to keep Coeur d'Alene as big as possible. Me and Jim graduated, and Terry graduated with 600. Michelle, we graduated with 680 kids. I don't know how I became valedictorian. I think I was a good guesser, but it was one of those things where the 680, like you could dominate in sports. And my dad was like, no, we need to split up. So we have 2 first chairs in band, 2 starting quarterbacks, 2 guys that can play off. Your high school career is so short. So to have more opportunities is really big. Pick good friends. It makes a big difference. And my dad was a teacher and a coach, and it's one of those things, and he'd say, maybe not stay. And I didn't understand it then, and I understand it now. Pick good friends. Really look at your friends and make sure you have good people that, are in your role that you're going to be friends with, for a long time. Last one, community. It's my North Star. I love my community. I've lived here my whole life. There's been a Rasmussen at Coeur d'Alene High School ever since it opened up in 1972. My little brother teaches there now. Give back to your community. Give back, help coach young kids, get out and go teach math to some of these kids, volunteer. It's one of those things, get back to your community. It's my North Star. When I'm lost, I'm like, am I doing enough? I want to make this world a better place than when I came into it, and hopefully I've done that. Congratulations, and have a great time tonight. Thank you.
All right. Our next inductee this evening is former University of Idaho women's volleyball coach, Debbie Buchanan. Now, Debbie coached the Vandals for 22 seasons, retiring after the 2021 season, where she posted 321 wins, 16 conference postseason appearances, and 2 trips to the NCAA tournament, including the program's lone tournament victory, which came in a 5-set thriller over 13th-ranked Santa Clara in 2004. Debbie is a native of St. Mary's and took over the Vandal program in 2000. She's the program's all-time winningest coach and led the team to postseason play in each of her final 16 seasons there. Ladies and gentlemen, Debbie Buchanan.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for the induction tonight, all the other inductees who got inducted, congratulations, and all the student athletes out here. So believe it or not, I was out here a long time ago, but it was like in the 1980s, and most of you guys weren't born. But I remember what that was like, being inducted as an athlete. Our team got inducted from St. Mary's, which was awesome. But at the end of the day, you guys probably don't really want to hear about my coaching career. It was awesome, don't get me wrong. Loved everything about the University of Idaho. Loved my 22 years there. Loved all of the 100-plus athletes that I recruited there. It was a great place for kids to go to school, great place to recruit them. We loved Memorial Gym. It was amazing. But at the end of the day, I think it's about the student athletes here tonight. And I have a few words of wisdom. So my journey. So growing up in St. Mary's, if any of you know what that is, I mean, where it is, a town of 2,500 people. It was small. We didn't have social media. We didn't have cell phones like you do today. So I had a ball in my hand every day. I was always had a volleyball, basketball, trying to do something to increase my game. I was very fortunate to have a very good coach in St. Mary's, which a lot of people today always question, like, how did you play for that guy? And you could get away with it then. Mitch Santos was amazing. He would poke us in the chest. We'd get spit in our face. And I told myself, I'm never going to cry. I'm not going to let you do that. I had to stick my nose on the wall. I mean, there were things that you can't get away with today as a coach. And so you kind of change things, but I wouldn't trade it for the world because I was able to go to from St. Mary's and I got a scholarship to USC. And even though I got injured playing basketball, as a dual sport athlete, I still played my freshman year at USC. I got injured again, and I was told that I probably shouldn't play volleyball anymore, which was devastating to me. So I started on the coaching side. I was a student assistant at USC. I started a club in North Hollywood. I don't even know how I did all of this as a 19, 20-year-old. But I was a student assistant. I got my education degree and basically knew that I loved the sport. I loved the competition. I loved everything about the sport of volleyball. And so for you guys today, I've heard athletes, and since I've retired, I'm still in the gym. I still do trainings. I'm coaching a 14s team. They came tonight, a few of them. So thank you for showing up. We've got a big tournament tomorrow, so we're going to go try to win that tournament tomorrow. But I've heard athletes say, well, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And that's not the way it can be anymore. If you want to go play in college, you have to sell yourself. You have to learn how to promote yourself and to reach out to college coaches and how to have a conversation with the coach to say, I can do this and this is why you should recruit me. And you have to be able to put that phone down and to look someone in the eye. So I wrote down the 4 Ds, all right? So desire. So this is for all you students out there. The want power is as important as the willpower when it comes to accomplishing your goals. What is your wish? What is your dream? And how badly do you want it? Not your parents, not your grandparents, not your friends, but how bad do you want it, right? The dedication is turning the desire into action, which requires a lasting commitment. If you don't make a total commitment, then you start to look at the bailout when things get tough. So that's, for instance, if we lose, I can go do this, right? If I don't succeed, I'm already telling myself I have another plan. Like, you want to work to make that dedication. Determination. Everyone wants to be successful, but those who achieve success are steeled by an unwavering resolve. They're self-motivated. So you're the only one that's going to be able to motivate yourself to go and have this job in college. It's a job if you want to go play sports, all right? You're the only one that gets to decide how you want this to be. Your parents can't make that decision for you. Your friends can't make that decision. You're the only one that's going to be able to say, I want this that bad. I'm going to do everything I can to make it happen. Discipline. Self-discipline is the only kind that lasts. It's about not making excuses. It's deciding how you will go about achieving and staying the plan. Who you surround yourself with, which is your friend group. Making good choices. That's a really big one. Make good choices. Surround yourself with the people that are going to help you. Putting in the extra work. Doing that extra workout, right? You've got to make that choice. Once you have your dream and direction, it's the desire, dedication, determination, and discipline that keep you going. Ask yourself this, are you willing to walk the talk? So if you're willing and you want to go make this happen, there's so many opportunities for athletes to go and play today. There's so many scholarships. There's so many divisions. Even if you don't go play D1, it's still a win. About 1% of athletes go and play. So if you have an opportunity to go play somewhere, go do it. Go tell yourself, because if you walk away and you say, I wish I would have, that's the worst regret to have, right? So it's a tough thing to do. And I don't know, I was a college athlete. I married a football player. So Buck Buchanan's my husband. I'm super thankful for all the support he's given me. When I was a college athlete, I was on the road Wednesday to Sunday, and he was a single parent, and he would tell the kids to go do something, and he would be like, don't make me call your mom. You know, I was always the scapegoat. Blake Buchanan is here tonight, my son. Stand up, Blake. He was here a couple years ago. So, you know, he had to make a lot of dedication and a lot of sacrifices. Grew up in Moscow. We drove a ton to Spokane. Played as a freshman in Moscow, and we decided to make the move. And when I retired, we moved up to Coeur d'Alene, and he went to every morning workout at like 6 a.m. Sometimes I didn't even know he was out of the house. I'm like, God, where are you? I went and worked out. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's amazing. I didn't even have to tell you to go do that. He got a basketball scholarship to Virginia. And, you know, I know we all talk about the transfer portal, but he went through the portal when his coaches all got let go. And he just committed to Iowa State. We're super excited for him and to go finish his career there. My oldest son was a volleyball player. I mean, I was super thankful at Idaho for the time because we pushed basketball. You know, he's 6'8", and we're like, oh, yeah, go play basketball. Like, this is awesome. And one day he's like, I want to be a volleyball player. And I'm like, what? Like, there's no men's volleyball in the state of Idaho. I don't even know how we're going to do this. And we were able to make it work. And he was my volunteer coach as a 9th grader in high school and did work study. And we were able to ship him off to California. And it was probably the hardest thing I did. He moved away from home when he was 15 and lived with host families in California. He got a volleyball scholarship to the University of Hawaii and won a couple national championships there. And after he graduated, he had a couple years left, and now he's at Sacred Heart University in Connecticut. They're not very good. I'll be honest, I went and watched him play. They're not good. But he's getting his master's paid for, and he just got, through that, he's getting a ton of coaching experience. He's getting his master's paid for, and he just got an assistant job at Yale as the 3rd assistant coach for the women's volleyball team. And so he's starting to follow his dream. Athletics can take you a lot of places, and your paths will intertwine. Mine have, my kids' have, and it's a really amazing thing if you put the effort out there and you're not afraid to take chances. And so for all of you, you're going to fail at some point, and that's okay. You're going to fail at sports. You're going to fail in school. Like, you're going to make mistakes, and it's how you come about that. But athletics will always be there, and there will always be a path and a place to help guide you, and you're going to learn a lot from it. So follow your dreams, follow your passion, do the things that make you uncomfortable, and it's going to make you that much better in life, and there's always going to be a place to come back to if it doesn't work out. But don't ever give up on your dreams because you're scared to take that chance, right? It's always uneasy. Get out of your comfort zone. You hear coaches say that all the time, but it will pay off, and your family's always going to support you no matter what. So follow your dreams, follow your passions. Good luck. I appreciate all of my time in athletics. I'm still in the gym. It's my favorite spot. I appreciate my time at Idaho. I learned a lot. I grew up there. I got hired when I was 26, and athletics will always be my backbone of my life. And I hope you guys follow the same thing. So congratulations, and the best to all of you that win, and those that don't, you're just as great. There can only be so many winners, but there's so many paths for you. So good luck. Thank you.
All right, our next inductee this evening is Jim Winger. Well, that's where we're supposed to let's go right now, that's fine. Jim Winger, there we go. I just figured, well, hold on, I gotta talk you up first. He just brought a big crowd last night, so I was figuring there'd be a gigantic sea of support for Jim. Jim spent 25 years as head boys basketball coach at the high school level in Coeur d'Alene, and 49 years overall in the Coeur d'Alene School District as a student teacher, coach, and administrator. He was athletic director at Lake City for 22 years and basketball coach there for 24 years, capping his career with the school's first ever state boys title in basketball and a perfect 26-0 record in 2023. He posted a career record of 410 and 22 in 26 seasons at Coeur d'Alene and Lake City. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Winger.
All right. First of all, I have sat where you are sitting right now for many, many years. So I will promise you I'm not going to go long. You want to move on, and this is about the high school kids and not about a fat guy with a crew cut. Okay? So when they asked us to speak tonight, they asked for something inspiring and motivational. Boy, that could be a lot of things. But I thought about it for quite some time, and I guess my advice, so to speak, to any high school athletes that are still going and are not graduating, or you're heading to college to play college athletics, make yourself one promise, that when you're done with that, you don't wish you had a redo. When you get done, when you're done with high school, or you're done with college, and you look yourself in the mirror, do not say, I wish I could have done things better. I wish I could do that again, because it ain't going to happen. You got one shot at high school, you got one shot at college, and you better take advantage of it, and it's hard. And I guess my real advice would be, if you and your goals are high, which is probably most of you in here, because that's why you're here, because you're good. If you want to do that and you want to move up to the next level, I can assure you one thing. You better be one heck of an individual hard worker. You know, you can do all your practices in your summer leagues and your fall leagues and open gyms, which don't get me started on that, it's a waste of time. But you better understand, if you want to go to the next level, you better be one hell of an individual worker. And I'll give you 3 examples. Blake Buchanan, Colton Mitchell, and Zach Johnson, 3 D1 athletes. And let me tell you about them. Besides being awesome kids and everything about them, they lived in the gym and the weight room on their own or with Coach Reed or whoever. They lived there hours, hundreds of hours in 4 years. So if you want to take that next step, you want to do it, it's hard. And so you better be one hell of an individual worker. If you're just going to do 2 hours of practice, go home, play video games, don't bother. That's not how this works. Playing college sports is hard. Getting there is hard. We're in North Idaho. Hey, it's great and everything, but there's a southern Idaho, and there's 49 other states that are usually, almost all of them are bigger than us. So if you want to go there, you better learn to work and work hard, and a lot of it is on your own. And that's just, that's the facts. And I'm not trying to depress anybody or do anything, but if you're good, you better be a worker and put on time on your own. That's just how it works. If you're relying on 2 hours a day with your high school team, I don't know. Good luck. But I tell you what, Blake, Colton, and Zach are really talented. Super, super, super talented. But they worked harder than their talent. And that's why they're in the Big 12. And Zach last year for Idaho was phenomenal. I'm not sure where I'll end up with the coaching change at Stanford. And Colton was awesome last year at U of I. So if you, my advice, and I guess my inspiration would be, if you want to move up the ladder, you better have an appetite for work, because that is hard, hard work. And then when you get there, you're number whatever. You're whatever. That coach's job is to find somebody better than you. So it's a very competitive, very, very competitive. So I guess that's my advice, and I've been fortunate to have guys like Blake or whatever, and you have to be talented, you have to have the work ethic, and you also have to be a good guy. You got to be a team player. And that undefeated team we had a couple years ago, they were super, super talented. They were even better people. They listened, they were coachable, they got along, and their parents were phenomenal and supportive. That's what it takes. It's very, very hard. If you want to go up that next level, which is awesome, it's work. It is hard, hard work. And it's rewarding, and it's fun. But playing video games and sitting around and playing open gym, don't think so. Don't think so. You want to be a great basketball player, shoot the ball. Heck with the Croc Center, shoot the ball. Get a shooting machine and shoot 1,000 times. Hell with Croc, okay? I'm going to finish up. I just wanted to
say how thankful I am to the committee, Rick and his committee. This thing has took off. This was not real fun many, many years ago. Look at this place. These things are not happening across the country. They're dying. They don't exist. This thing gets bigger every year. They treated Terry and I like gold. This was sensational. And this is just a top-notch event all the way around. And I'd like to thank all the players, parents, coaches I've had. It's been phenomenal. And then Terry, Katie, JJ, Mom, Mike, it's been phenomenal. And it was an honor to do what I did for how long I did it. But I'm done, and let's get to the high school kids. But hopefully I made a little bit of a message to you. But thank you very much.
All right. Our final inductee this evening is former University of Idaho offensive lineman Mike Iupati. Now, Mike played with the Vandals from 2006 to 2009 and was a first-round draft pick in the NFL of the San Francisco 49ers, where he played for 5 seasons. He started the season opener for the Niners and was named to the all-rookie team. He also played 4 more years with Arizona, and then his final 2 seasons with the Seattle Seahawks. In all, he was named to the Pro Bowl 4 times. And in college, before that, he was a 2-time All-Western Athletic Conference pick, and he helped Idaho to the Humanitarian Bowl his senior year, where the Vandals defeated Bowling Green. Ladies and gentlemen, our final inductee this evening is Mike Iupati. All right, Mike sends his best. He could not be here tonight. He is on the Washington State University football staff, so they have the spring football game today, but he had a great message for all the high schoolers here, and I wish he could have been here himself to deliver that message, but he's got great love and passion for the game. It's given him so much, and I know that he loves giving back, and it all starts with you right here in this room. Next up this evening, what we'd like to do is first of all, congratulate all 5 of our inductees. So could we get one more round of applause for our Hall of Fame inductees? All right, next up, I'm going to hand the microphone over to our featured speaker this evening. It's the new head football coach at the University of Idaho, Thomas Ford. I'm going to lay it down for you in just a moment. Thomas played running back at Linfield. He ranks 5th on the all-time rushing list with 2,333 yards. He played 4 seasons of pro indoor football and then began his coaching career with running backs at Linfield, his alma mater, in 2007. He then had coaching stops at Southeastern Oklahoma State, Puget Sound, Stadium High School in Tacoma, Simon Fraser, and the University of Washington. Then in 2022, he made his first stop at Moscow, where he coached running backs for 2 years, before coaching the running backs at Oregon State just last season. But now he's back where he belongs. He is now the 37th head football coach in Vandal history. Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Ford.
Got all these tall people. I gotta lower this thing down a little bit. Thank you guys so much for having me. I got a couple of thank yous, and if you could just save your applause for the end. I got about 8 of them, but they're very important ones. I want to first and foremost thank my family, my wife Shannon, my daughter Zoe, and the best dressed guy in the entire banquet, my son Kingston. Want to thank Terry Golick for the unbelievable opportunity she's provided myself and my family. Want to thank Shelley Robeson for inviting me here today to speak to you guys. Definitely got to give a shout out to Table 65, my boys over there at Table 65. Vandal guys, I see you, V's up. Huge shout out to the CDA Resort for hosting this awesome event. Obviously want to thank P1FCU for being an incredible sponsor for not only Vandal Athletics, but all of amateur athletics throughout Idaho. I want to thank the North Idaho Athletics Hall of Fame for hosting such an unbelievable event. This is the first time I've been able to attend the event, and I'm blown away is an understatement. This is an amazing event, and I'm very blessed to be in front of you guys today. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank the parents of all the athletes here. I'm a parent of 2 young aspiring athletes, and I know how many hours you guys spend trucking them along to practices, getting them to games, and I want to give a very, very special shout out to you guys. But if I could get just a round of applause for everybody, that'd be fantastic. Well, just a little bit of background. You know, obviously Sam gave the rundown of my coaching career and kind of a little bit about my playing career, but I really do come from very humble beginnings. My mom came to California as a student from the Philippines back in the early 80s, met my dad in California, and really raised me and my 2 brothers pretty much on her own. My dad was a merchant seaman, and so he was gone, 3 months at a time and would be back for a month, but my mom is my hero, and she was really, really huge in my development into the man I am today. After high school, I grew up in the Seattle area. Like Sam said, I played at Linfield University, and Linfield is really what shaped who I am today. If you don't know much about the college, I don't know if they're very good at much, but they're very good at football. They just celebrated their 68th consecutive winning season, which is the longest streak in all of college athletics. And it really, again, shaped who I am. And what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about is the kind of the 4 pillars of the program, which are also the 4 pillars of our program with the Vandals. The first thing that we talked a lot about at Linfield was team, right? That nobody was bigger than the team. Not the coaches, not the players, right? Your starting quarterback, right? Nobody's bigger than the team. And everything that you do should be with your team first in mind. And I think our players, they're hearing this now, they probably could recite it for you guys, but that was huge for us. Excellence was the second pillar. And really what excellence is to me is giving 100% of the time, right? We want to be chasing perfection, knowing we're never going to attain it, right? But that striving for perfection, that chase of it every day is what really helps us keep pushing through the hard times. I think the third pillar, and probably the number one thing that I think is really, really important, is attitude, right? You can control 2 things in life, your effort and your attitude, and really want to be a positive and optimistic person versus negative and pessimistic. Everybody in the room can think of someone that's like a negative Nancy, right? And you're like, oh man, you don't want to be around that person. But that's incredibly huge, right? Especially when you're building a successful program. And then the last thing is class. And class to me is defined by doing the right thing no matter who's watching. Right? We talk a lot about that in our program, about protecting the team, and I think class is an excellent way to do that. Again, doing the right thing when no one's watching. And those 4 pillars, for me, really shaped who I am today, and I hope that especially the high school students hear this message, because it doesn't matter what you do in life, those 4 things will always show up. You're at some point going to be a part of a team. You're at some point working toward the goal big in yourself. Right? You have to have a positive attitude in everything that you're taking on. And again, if you're doing the right thing all the time, a lot of really good things are going to happen to you. Okay, so when you think about athletics, right? Like, why did we all start playing, right? Because it's fun, right? Athletics is really, really fun. But I think the fun part is working hard at work worth doing. I thought Coach did an unbelievable job kind of spreading the message of what it takes to be a collegiate athlete, and I kind of want to echo some of those sentiments. Okay, so when I think about the lessons you can learn in athletics, it's like parallel with life, right? People that are not athletic or have never been in sports, they don't understand like the people in this room, right? It teaches you things like perseverance, right? How to handle adversity, right? Humility, right? Sense of belonging, right? Teamwork, feeling like you're a part of something bigger than yourself. And I think all of those things really help shape you into really complete adults. And I'm so thankful for my opportunities and want to continue to give those opportunities to our player. So my message to the athletes tonight, okay, is very simple. Your impact is not limited to athletics. right? All of you guys will retire from athletics, whether you're a college All-American, right, a decorated professional athlete, or maybe your your athletics career ends in May. But the reality is every one of you has an opportunity to be a successful and productive citizen, right? We can be great husbands, wives, fathers, mothers, right? There's going to be people in here that are going to be inventors, researchers, engineers. Some of you will save lives, right, in the medical field as nurses and doctors. Some of you will help shape the future as educators. And again, there's 1,000 other ways that you can serve your respective communities. And so I really want to stress that to you, that whether you play professionally, whether you even play in college, your impact is not limited to what you can do on the field or on the court. Okay, and the only thing that can really limit your potential is you. Every day you have a choice to either get better or get worse. I know my players are over there talking, they know that, they hear us all the time. You don't stay the same. You have an opportunity to get better or get worse. That's your only two options. And I hope that you guys choose to get better every day. And I'll leave you with just a few things, okay? Your talent, it's what sets the floor. But in reality, your character, your work ethic, that's what really determines your ceiling. Okay, I don't want you guys to ever allow outside sources to determine your worth. Never take advice from people that, never take criticism from people that you wouldn't take advice from, right? Because at the end of the day, you guys have a chance to turn your haters into your biggest fans. And I'm telling you right now, that's fun. I've had a lot of haters in my days, okay? And it's really fun when those same haters become your biggest fans. And so I'll leave you guys with this. Only you have the power to determine your future. The things that you do on a daily basis, the work ethic, the habits you build as high school students and hopefully into eventually college athletes are what will absolutely shape everything that you do. And again, the only limit you have is yourself. And I believe in every single one of you guys, if you put your mind to it, you are willing to put in the work, you're willing to sacrifice things, you will be successful in athletics and anything else you could possibly think of that you want to do in this life. And so I encourage all of you guys, continue to strive for excellence, okay? Ask for help, and just again, you are the only limit to your potential, and I think every one of you guys has an opportunity to reach that potential. Thank you guys so much for having me tonight. I'm blown away by the hospitality of this event, and I can't wait to award some of these nominees tonight because I think there's some really, really talented athletes, and I'm really excited to recognize you guys. Thanks again so much for having me. Go Vandals, V's up.
We're not going to let the Ford family off the hook just quite yet. Thomas alluded to his son Kingston. So I'm going to make an impromptu award here tonight. It doesn't include a plaque or a trophy or anything, but best dressed. Can I please get a round of applause for Zoe and Kingston? Come on up. That's what we showed up for tonight. Look at that jacket. I was going to wear it. It didn't quite fit. I look like Tommy Boy in that. Fat guy in a little coat. All right, before we start our awards tonight, by the way, I stole that joke last night from the Hall of Fame inductees. It was great, so thank you. All right, we want to remind everybody to take a look at page 14 in your programs tonight. That's our list of our sponsors for this evening. I see some of you are doing that right now. That's awesome. Thank you. If you do business with any of these sponsors, be sure to thank them for making this night possible. Also, a shout out to IdahoSports.com for live streaming this event. Thank you. All right, now on to what a large number of you are here for tonight. Of course, we're talking about the awards. Now, we're going to begin with the college awards. Then we'll move on to the high school awards, and then on to our individual team and coaches awards for high school, and then ultimately on to the Hagadon Character Awards. Now, here's an important note. For all of our high school nominees, you're going to want to pay attention to this part right here, because it's all about this. There will be a scholarship drawing. In fact, there will be multiple scholarship drawings, plural. That will be for the Hagadon Character Award winners and for the award recipients as well. However, this won't happen until the very end of the evening, so you must be present to win. This is the way we get to keep you here. But I promise, in exchange for that, first of all, some of you will get scholarship money, and for others, we're going to keep this nice and brief the best we can. Again, you have to be present to win. Otherwise, it goes to Zoe and Kingston. All right, tonight I'm going to read off the award category first, then each nominee. When you hear your name called as a nominee, that's your turn to stand up. And again, when I say your name, please stand up. I know we've got a very coachable crowd here, so I'm sure you're listening and you're understanding. After those nominees are read, I'll then announce the winner. If you are the winner, you come forward up to the front, you'll receive your award, and you have your picture taken. If you are the loser, please don't cry. It's okay. As we said, that there are a lot of worthy competitors and nominees here tonight, and just to be nominated here tonight is truly an honor. When you think about the sheer number of athletes across all boards and the competition and the process to narrow it down, it is truly amazing that you're here tonight. If you are the winner, we'll have you again come forward. You'll have your picture taken, and that will be with John Freeze. As many of you, John graduated from Coeur d'Alene High School in 1985 and then ultimately played at the University of Idaho, where he was the Walter Payton Award winner as the NCAA Division I AA Player of the Year. So just to have a picture taken with him, it's not a selfie, it's a real photo. And John led Idaho to 3 consecutive Big Sky Conference championships. He was drafted by the San Diego Chargers, played 11 seasons in the NFL with San Diego, Washington, Seattle, and New England. And of course, he is a member of this great Hall of Fame, the North Idaho Hall of Fame. He's been on the board since 2009. All right, so audience, we're going to ask you, please hold your applause until all the nominees for an award have been announced. And with that, let's get to the college awards and the nominees for the Female Team of the Year. And your nominees are North Idaho College Softball, North Idaho College Golf, University of Idaho Soccer, and Lewis Clark State College Basketball. Now we can apply. There we go. And the winner is North Idaho College Women's Golf. The Cardinals won the Northwest Athletic Conference title in its final year in the NWAC, capturing the title by 30 strokes in the 5-team field. All 6 of the players finishing in the top 10 at the conference tourney, including a 3rd, and 2 tying for 4th, a 6th, and a 7th, and a tie for 8th as well. Ladies and gentlemen, NIC Women's Golf. All right. Yeah, we'll get your picture right here. Accepting on their behalf. Russell couldn't be here. Okay, thank you. All right, congratulations, NIC Golf. All right. Next up, the nominees for College Male Team of the Year: North Idaho College Golf, North Idaho College Soccer, and University of Idaho Football. And the winner is Idaho Football. The Vandals finished 3rd in the Big Sky Conference. They advanced to the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs. They finished the year 10 wins, 4 losses, 6-2 in league play. Those 10 wins, the only 3rd time in program history that they hit the 10-win mark. During the season, they defeated Wyoming. They played number 1 ranked Oregon. They played them tough in their season opener. Vandals managing a successful season despite having to start 3 different quarterbacks because of injuries. There is your Team of the Year. That's awesome. I still hear it. I love it. All right, next up we have the College Female Coach of the Year. And your nominees are Russell Grove, NIC Golf, Shay Chapman, NIC Softball, Jeremy Clevenger, University of Idaho Soccer, and Kaylin Orlandi, LCSC Basketball. And the winner is Shay Chapman, North Idaho College Softball. Shay's team went 44-4, 28-0 in league play. The Cardinals won 37 games in a row before falling in the NWAC tournament to Mount Hood by scores of 8-3 and 8-5. That second loss was in the championship game. 3 of the team's 4 losses were to Mount Hood. Now, NIC had a team batting average of .432. They scored an average of 12.1 runs per game, and they also hit 137 home runs along with a 3.10 ERA. That's earned run average by its pitching staff. Ladies and gentlemen, NIC Softball and Shay Chapman. All right, next up we have College Male Coach of the Year. And your nominees are Russell Grove, NIC Golf, Jason Eck, University of Idaho Football, and Mike Collins, LCSC Track and Cross Country. And the winner is Russell Grove, North Idaho College Golf. Boy, Russ picked the wrong night to take off. Russell was selected as NWAC Coach of the Year after leading the Cardinals to their 6th straight conference tournament title. The team won the conference title by 13 shots in his final year in the conference. It's the first time ever in conference history that a school has won 6 straight NWAC titles dating back to the 1950s. All right, Russell says thank you. Tell him thank you as well. All right, next up we have the College Female Athlete of the Year. And your nominees are Kennedy Hobson, NIC Softball, Hannah Tate, University of Idaho Track, Alyssa Peters, U of I Soccer, Ginger Kiefer, U of I Swimming, and Olivia Nelson, U of I Basketball. All right, for the first time tonight, we have co-winners, 2 winners. Kennedy Hobson of NIC Softball and Ginger Kiefer, University of Idaho Swimming. Kennedy was the NWAC's East Region Most Valuable Player last spring, hitting .497 at the plate with a team best 30 home runs. She also drove in 78 runs, hit 12 doubles, scored 78 runs, and also pitching 11-0 with a 3.53 ERA. Now Ginger, meantime, won 3 WAC swimming titles, all in-school record times, and was the highest individual scorer at conference. Now Ginger won the 200 IM in 158.35, the 400 in 413.43, and the 200 backstroke in 155.07. She also swam on the 2 relay teams that finished 3rd and 5th for the Vandals. All right, now it's time for College Male Athlete of the Year. Our nominees are Josh McAyrton, NIC Golf, Joe Sykes, U of I Golf. We also have Keyshawn James Newby, U of I Football, Tommy McCormick, U of I Football, Alton Hamilton, LCSC Basketball, and Vaughn Weems, NIC Basketball. All right, I'm going to be like LeBron here. Not 1, not 2, 3 winners. Keyshawn James Newby and Tommy McCormick for U of I Football, and Alton Hamilton, LCSC Basketball. All right, come on up, get your awards. Keyshawn, a senior edge rusher, was named a Buck Buchanan Award finalist for the FCS Defensive Player of the Year Award after earning first team All-American and Big Sky Conference honors. Now, despite missing nearly 2 games, he still led the Big Sky with 9 QB sacks and was 4th in tackles for losses with 13. He also had 10 quarterback hurries and a pair of forced fumbles. Tommy, meantime, a senior defensive back, also first-team All-American and a first-team All-Big Sky selection. He led the Vandals with 3 interceptions, 5 pass breakups, and was second on the team with 104 tackles. And Alton, a sophomore post, chosen as the Cascade Collegiate Conference Player of the Year, averaging a double-double on the year, leading the conference in rebounding 10.3 a game, second in scoring 17.4 points per game, and also second in the league with block shots with 31, and led the Warriors in assists with 77. Now, with those stats, he was voted NAIA First Team All-American. Congratulations to all 3 of those winners. Only one way to go. Now we're going to have 4 winners next. All right. All right, now to an award that we actually started 3 years ago. This is a special one. This honors a graduate from a North Idaho high school who has gone on to compete outside of Northern Idaho and is worthy of recognition, and that's what we're going to do tonight. Now this year, the Continued Outstanding Athletic Performance After High School Award, we need an acronym for this thing, goes to former Post Falls High School standout, Ridge Lovett. Now, Ridge is currently wrestling at Nebraska, and during the NCAA tournament, you may have heard about this. This year, Lovett finished and defeated the defending national champion, Caleb Henson of Virginia Tech, 1-0 to win the 149-pound national championship. He's now the first Nebraska wrestler ever to win a national title, and he finished his career as a 4-time All-American. Congratulations to Ridge. Boy, Ridge really grew up since he was here. All right, now it's on to our high school athletic awards. Now these nominations are accepted throughout the year for each award. Then our Hall of Fame committee gets together and names the finalists and then chooses the winners or winner. Sometimes there's more than one, as we mentioned. Now they get information from all league and all state teams, as well as umpires, officials, and committee members who watch the games. So again, as I mentioned, this is quite an accomplishment just being here tonight as a finalist. Again, when I read your name as a finalist, please stand. The winner will then come up front. You'll receive your award, and you'll have your picture taken. Now we're going to start with our 2024 Spring Awards. All spring sports finalists are from last spring. We do realize that some of the finalists have now graduated and are away at school and are unable to join us tonight. In that case, however, we are asking family or friends in their place, so we ask that you come up and pick up the award on their behalf and then pose for that photo. And we'll start with girls golf, 3A through 1A. Here are your finalists. Braylon Bayer, Bonners Ferry. Avery Bayer, Bonners Ferry. Kiara Lehman, Genesis Prep. And our winner, for a third year in a row, Braylon Bayer, Bonners Ferry. Now, Braylon won the Idaho State 3A individual title for a second year in a row. At state, she shot rounds of 78 and 85 for a total of 163, tying for individual honors. She then claimed the title by winning in a playoff. Braylon's efforts also helping the Badgers place second overall in the tournament. She is now playing golf at Weber State. Accepting on her behalf is her father, Kurt, and he'll be posing with the photo as well. heard a Go Badgers there. I love it. All right, next up, your nominees, your finalists for boys golf 3A through 1A, and they are Bo Jones, Lakeside, Seth Swallows, St. Mary's, and Palmer Coleman, Priest River. And the winner is Palmer Coleman, Priest River. Palmer played in the 2A, 1A state tournament at Sage Lakes Golf Club in Idaho Falls, where he shot rounds of 76 and 75 to win medalist honors by 2 shots over Lakeside's Bo Jones. Palmer also won the district title, where he had the best score of all small school golfers in northern Idaho. What's the best round you've ever shot? 66. Holy cow. 66? Oh, wow. Why do I keep playing? All right. All right, next up, we have your finalists for girls tennis. Alexandria Montgomery, Coeur d'Alene Charter. Pepper Rickert, Sandpoint. Neva Riseska, Sandpoint. And Madison Nesbitt, Lake City. And the winner is Pepper Rickert, Sandpoint. Pepper captured the Idaho State 4A title and led the Bulldogs to their first ever state tennis title. What makes this so impressive, though, is that Pepper was just a freshman and won every match she played, posting a remarkable record of 24-0. She only lost just 9 games over the course of 48 sets. She is the first girls state champion from any school in any division from northern Idaho in the recorded history of the state tennis tournaments. And her father will be accepting on her behalf. All right. Next up this evening are your nominees, your finalists for boys tennis. And your nominees are Tate Burkholder, Coeur d'Alene Charter. Owen Sharp, Coeur d'Alene Charter. Jacob Dawson, Sandpoint. And Connor Judson, Coeur d'Alene. And the winner is Connor Judson, Coeur d'Alene. Connor was a junior, winning the district title and then rolled to consecutive victories to start the state meet last year. Unfortunately, after going back to the hotel that night, he wound up going to the hospital and had to have his appendix taken out, which resulted in him having to forfeit his final 2 matches. Fortunately, he's looking good this season, and we find that this award is very worthy of his accomplishments. All right, we are now at girls softball, 5A, 4A. Your finalists are Jenna Davenport, Coeur d'Alene, Casey Kiblin, Moscow, Megan Highfill, Moscow, Cadence Skitbitsky, Sandpoint, and Jenna Barney, Lewiston. Very impressive group. Your winner is Jenna Barney, Lewiston High School. As a junior, Jenna was named the MVP of the Inland Empire League and was a second-team All-State selection. The right-handed pitcher and first baseman has now committed to play at the University of Montana next season. Jenna posted 15 wins last season, hitting .600 at the plate with 12 home runs, 10 doubles, and 50 RBI. All right, now it's time for your 3A, 1A finalists for girls softball. Jesse Kitchen, Timberlake. Logan Walsh, Timberlake. Maddie Thacker, Grangeville. Kendra Meyer, Genesee. And Jesse Catola, Clearwater Valley. And the winner is Kendra Meyer, Genesee. Now, Kendra is actually a repeat winner of this award. She helped the Bulldogs capture the 1A state title and was selected the 1A state player of the year by the Idaho Statesman. Pitcher and a shortstop, hitting .358, stealing 26 bases during her junior year. And on the mound, she was 15-2 with a 3.39 ERA, striking out 128 batters in 114 innings pitched. Now on to our finalists for boys baseball, 5A, 4A. Cooper Smith, Lake City. Levi Anderson, Moscow. Tyson Izzo, Moscow. Cooper Reese, Lake City. Austin DeBoer, Post Falls. Aiden Blanco, Coeur d'Alene. And the winner is Levi Anderson, Moscow. The Bears were able to win the Idaho State 4A title last spring. Anderson playing a key role where he was the MVP of the Inland Empire League and a second-team All-State selection by the Idaho Statesmen. The left-hander also posted a 1.43 ERA, striking out 87 batters in 11 appearances, ranking second in the state of Idaho. He is now a pitcher for Lewis Clark State College. So very proud of Mom and Dad. Congratulations. Next up, we have your finalists for baseball 3A through 1A. Caden Robinette, Timberlake. Trey Bateman, Bonners Ferry. Aiden Olive, Orofino. Jamison Morris, Potlatch. Sam Lindsley, Grangeville. And Dashel Barlow, Orofino. And our winner, also helping his team to the state title, Aiden Olive of Orofino. Aiden was the MVP of the Central Idaho League and a first-team All-State selection by the Idaho Statesmen while helping the Maniacs to the 2A state crown. A pitcher and a center fielder, hitting .409, stealing 26 bases, also leading the team in runs scored with 50 and leading the team in batting average as well. On the mound, he went 4-0 with a 1.33 earned run average and 1 save as well. Our nominees next are for girls track 5A through 4A. Matea Noon, Moscow. Zaya Munyer, Lakeland. Ivy Smith, Sandpoint. Mara Kessinger, Lewiston. And Devin McDaniel, Sandpoint. Our winner tonight went 4 for 4 at the state 4A meet, Matea Noon of Moscow. Matea won 3 individual events and also was part of the Bears' 1600 relay team, which placed third. Matea won the 110 hurdles with a personal best of 14.49 seconds and the 300 hurdles in 45.31 seconds. She also took top honors in the high jump, her performance at state helping the Bears place 4th overall as a team. My wife helped me out there. She's a physical therapist, former trainer and water girl for the University of University of Arizona. So, and she was part of the national championship team, by the way. And she just poured me a glass of water. How far you've come. Someday, kids, you can do this too. All right. Next up, our nominees, our finalists for 3A through 1A. Lindy Kessinger, Orofino, Annabelle Carr, Coeur d'Alene Charter, Catherine Burnett, Potlatch, Sage Elvin, Prairie, and Sarah Casebolt, Logos. Our winner tonight did all 4 events. She ran at state. Sarah Casebolt of Logos. She won them all. She won the 800, the 1600, the 32 at the state 1A meet, setting personal bests in the 800 and the 3200, also running the anchor leg on the night's winning 1600 relay team. She also, by the way, won all but one race during the season in the 800 meters. By the way, was that a typo, or is that supposed to say 16,000? It says 16,000 relays. Is there a 16,000 relay? No. Okay, good. I didn't take the bait. Bert's not here to suffer that one. Okay. She won all but one race during the season in the 800 meters. The one exception being the Pasco Invitational, where she was 5th. Those 40 points scored at the state meet helped Logos win the state title. Congratulations. All right, next up, 5A, 4A, boys track. Your nominees are Klein Fragoso, Sandpoint, Kobe Cameron, Post Falls, Max Servey Skinner, Coeur d'Alene, and Jakin Lawrence, Coeur d'Alene. And the winner is Kobe Cameron, Post Falls. Kobe was the lone Northern Idaho runner to win an event at state at the 5A and 4A level, winning the 400 at the 5A meet in 47.70 seconds, a personal best. The junior at the time also placed 8th in the 200 and helped the 1600 relay team place 2nd and the 800 relay team place 6th. Next up, we have your nominees for 3A through 1A. Nathan Russell, Coeur d'Alene Charter. Caius Tabby, Timberlake. Trenton Lawrence, Prairie. Alexander Lamson, St. Mary's. And Noah Watson, Highland. All right, we're going to go LeBron here. We have 3 winners tonight. All right. Now, they all won at least 2 events at state. I'm narrowing down the field here. Nathan Russell of Coeur d'Alene Charter, Caius Tebby of Timberlake, and Trenton Lawrence of Prairie. Congratulations. Nathan captured the 800 and the 1600 titles and was also 3rd and 5th in relay events. Caius won the 110 and 300 hurdles and was 4th in the long jump and 9th in the triple jump. Trenton earned 3 golds at state, winning the 200 meters and then on 2 winning relay teams, the 800 and the 1600 for the Pirates. All right, now it's on to our fall sports. Remember, this is when Idaho changes its school classification, so the award categories will change here. For larger schools, this is for the 6A and 5A classifications, and for smaller schools, this is the 4A through 1A classifications. We're going to begin right now with golf, which plays 6A, 5A in fall, and the smaller schools play in the spring. We start with your nominees in girls golf, 6A, 5A. Josetta Williams, Coeur d'Alene. Ella Wilson, Coeur d'Alene. Taylor Meyer, Sandpoint. And Maddie Riley, Coeur d'Alene. And your winner is Ella Wilson, Coeur d'Alene. As a freshman, she tied for medalist honors at the 6A meeting in Pocatello at 150, but eagled the first par 5 playoff hole to claim the honor. Talk about a pressure cooker. Ella led by 5 shots after the opening round and then overcame 5 consecutive bogeys in the second round to defeat the defending state champion in that playoff, saving her very best for last. Next up, your nominees for Boys Golf 6A, 5A. Chase Lovell, Moscow. Tyler Zachary, Lakeland. Ben Foki, Coeur d'Alene. And Hunter Paquin, Coeur d'Alene. And your winner is Chase Lovell, Moscow. Now, Chase actually attends Potlatch High School, but because the Loggers don't have a golf team, he competes with Moscow. Now, he placed 6th at the state 5A meet with a 4 over par, 148 total, the best among all golfers from northern Idaho. Next up, your finalists for girls cross country. Hazel Kunkel, Lake City. Kaylin Meisner, Post Falls. Annabelle Carr, Coeur d'Alene Charter. Olivia May, Coeur d'Alene. And Vanessa McLaughlin, Timberlake. And your winner is Annabelle Carr, Coeur d'Alene Charter. At the 4A state meet, Carr ran her best race of the year, winning the title by 20 seconds over her nearest competitor, which happened to be Vanessa McLaughlin of Timberlake. Carr won in 18 minutes, 50 seconds, battling a foot injury for most of the season, and then came back right before the district meet. And just a friendly reminder, if there is any representative from any school that could come, whether it's friends, family, or coaches or teammates, we'd love to have you accept on their behalf. I'm just making sure. Can we put the list up for the next one just so I'm in the right place? Oh, we have a rep. Okay, awesome. Woo. Yes. One loves her, the other coached her. We'd rather have 2 than none, okay? We'd rather have 2 than none. All right, next up we have the nominees for boys cross country. Max Servey-Skinner, Coeur d'Alene. Zach Servey-Skinner, Coeur d'Alene. Wyatt Carr, Coeur d'Alene. Mitchell Reitz, Coeur d'Alene. Gabe Hoyley, Coeur d'Alene. Rowan Henry, Coeur d'Alene. All right, we're just going to give the winner to whoever races up here fastest. All right, this one's for the brothers. Our winners tonight are Max and Zach Servey-Skinner. All right. I have a theory They're really well dressed. I'm guessing they may also be doing prom tonight. Is that correct? Okay. Awesome. I hope your dates are patient, okay? All right, this is the third straight year that Max has won this title. He placed third at the 6A state meet with Zach right behind in fourth. The duo also posting the top 2 times at the district meet for all runners from Northern Idaho. Max broke the 15-minute barrier at state in 14 minutes, 57.97 seconds. Zach crossing just behind in 15 minutes, 8.61 seconds. Congratulations. They can't even celebrate now. Their dates are here. Awesome. That's great. Oh, great. All right. Next up, we have your girls soccer nominees. Your nominees are Kennedy Hartzell, Lake City; Lydia Lehosid, Coeur d'Alene Charter; Lucy Simpson, Timberlake; Liliana Brinkmeyer, Sandpoint; Asia Roberts, Lewiston; and Avery Lathan, Lewiston. Our co-winners tonight were the MVPs of their respective leagues, Kennedy Hartzell of Lake City and Liliana Brinkmeyer, Sandpoint. Hartzell was a defender midfielder for Lake City, which won the consolation title at state. She is signed to play at Fort Hays State in Kansas next season. Liliana was the Idaho Statesman 5A Player of the Year, a goalkeeper with a 1.00 goals against average this year, posting 9 shutouts and helping the Bulldogs place second at state. Next up are your nominees for boys soccer. Kaysen Pintler, Coeur d'Alene; Huxley Hall, Sandpoint; Ben Hannigan Luther, Lake City; Wyatt Thornycroft, Moscow; Nikita Rawson, Bonners Ferry; and Treffin McCord, Coeur d'Alene Charter. And congratulations to our winner, Carson Pintler of Coeur d'Alene. Kaysen was the MVP of the 6A Inland Empire League, scoring 23 goals, ranked 6th in the state overall, and 2nd in the 6A classification, also adding 7 assists. He was credited with 50 points, ranking 10th in state, and was 2nd team all 6A selection by the Idaho Statesmen. Congratulations, Kaysen. Next up are your nominees for girls volleyball, 6A, 5A. Paisley Goings, Coeur d'Alene; Mia Carr, Post Falls; Landry Simon, Lakeland; Zaya Munyer, Lakeland; Olivia Zasueta, Lakeland; Addie McArcher, Lewiston; Gracie Legg, Coeur d'Alene. And our winner tonight helped her team place 2nd in the state tournament, Zaya Munyer of Lakeland. The senior was a first-team All-State selection as well as a first-team All-League pick, 6'1" middle hitter with 288 kills and a .449 hitting percentage during the season, along with 78 blocks and 20 aces. She will continue her volleyball career at Weber State this fall. Congratulations. And Mom will be accepting on their behalf. Yes. I don't see it. Next up, we have 4A, 1A volleyball, and then after that, we'll have girls swimming. All right, 4A, 1A volleyball. Your nominees are Helena Ray, Bonners Ferry, Adelaide Lefebvre, Grangeville, Tyla Lambert, Lakeside, Maddie Cooper, Genesis Prep, Emma Crow, Kamei, Tessa Stoner, Troy, Ashlyn Strunk, Troy, Lexi Schumacher, Prairie, Chloe Dorman, Kootenai, Madeline Junkin, Coeur de Christ, and Chloe Greaser, Genesee. Well, with a field that big, we have two winners, co-winners tonight. They're both first-team All-State selections at their respective classifications. Emma Crow of Kamei and Chloe Greaser of Genesee. Emma was the MVP of the 2A White Pine League. The 5'10" junior setter and middle blocker averaged 4.5 kills, 3.1 digs per set, and led her team with 63 service aces and 380 kills. Chloe, a junior outside hitter, helped the Bulldogs go a perfect 10-0 in the 1A White Pine League and finished 23-5 overall. She was also selected as the league MVP. Next up, we have girls swimming. Your nominees are Malin Sobek, Lake City, Taylor Quinn, Lake City, Ava Duluve, Sandpoint, and Mia Driggs, Sandpoint. Now, all of these nominees finished second in an individual events. Tonight's co-winners are teammates Taylor Quinn and Malin Sobek of Lake City. Now, both had two individual second-place finishes, Taylor in the 100 freestyle and the 100 breaststroke, Malin in the 200 freestyle and 500 freestyle. Both were on the second-place 400 freestyle relay team, while Taylor's 200 medley relay team finished third, and Malin was on the 200 freestyle relay team that placed fourth. Overall, Lake City finished second as a team in the state meet. Next up tonight, your nominees for boys swimming. Noah Crossler, Moscow, Eli Shaw, Lake City, and Andrew Davis, Coeur d'Alene. All three of our finalists won an individual event at state, but tonight's winner captured gold twice, Noah Crossler of Moscow. Noah won the 100-meter butterfly in a state record time of 51.64 seconds and followed that up with a first-place finish in the 100 backstroke in 54.98 seconds. All right, next up. Your nominees for football, 6A, 5A. Kai Wheeler, Coeur d'Alene. Isaac McEwen, Post Falls. Tyrus Blake, Post Falls. Ben Murray, Coeur d'Alene. Cole Arlant, Lewiston. Lovey Weil, Lakeland. Garrett Leonard, Lake City. Terry Davis, Lakeland. Drew Lehman, Sandpoint. And Carter Vanek, Lakeland. And the winner is Kai Wheeler, Coeur d'Alene. Kai was the only 6A player in the state to make all-state first team on both offense and on defense. As a wide receiver, the 6'3" senior had 66 catches for 1,211 yards and 15 touchdowns. As a defensive back, he was also named the defensive MVP of the Inland Empire League. 45 tackles, 5 interceptions. Congratulations. Now for 4A through 1A. Keaton Fry, Moscow. Cooper Poxleitner, Grangeville. David Clute, Kamei. Seamus Wilson, Logos. Sawyer Hewitt, Kendrick. Raleigh Rotsusender, Kendrick. Brock Boyer, Kendrick. Cooper Miller, Wallace. And Tyson Charlie, Lakeside. And the winner is Sawyer Hewitt. Sawyer was the 2A State Player of the Year, a senior running back, helping Kendrick to a 4th straight state title, rushing for 1,305 yards, scoring 29 touchdowns. He was also a safety for the Tigers, who ranked number 8 nationally by Max Preps for all 6-man, 8-man, and 9-man football teams. Sawyer signed to play at the U of I for the Vandals this fall, where he's expected to play wide receiver. Next up, it's time to move on to our winter sports for 2024-25. Girls basketball, your nominees tonight for 6A and 5A. Brooksley Colvin, Coeur d'Alene. Sadie Zimmerman, Lake City. Brecken Meyer, Sandpoint. Addie McArcher, Lewiston. Kelsey Carroll, Coeur d'Alene. And Landry Simon, Lakeland. And your winner is Brooksley Colvin, Coeur d'Alene. Brooksley was not only the Player of the Year in the Inland Empire League, but was also the 6A Player of the Year for the state of Idaho. Only a sophomore, she helped the Vikings to the league title and a berth at state. The 5'8" point guard was named the Max Preps Idaho Player of the Year, averaging 22.6 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4.1 steals per game. She's already received offers from several colleges, including Harvard and Gonzaga. Next up, your nominees for 4A through 1A. Sydney Hinthorn, Bonners Ferry. Madeline Green, Grangeville. Mayla Miller, Timberlake. Lexi Schumacher, Prairie. Emma Crow, Kamei. Kylie Wolf, Lakeside. Brooklyn Charles, Kootenai. And Chloe Greaser, Genesee. And the winner is Mayla Miller of Timberlake. The 5'5" junior guard averaged 16.5 points, 4.7 assists, 4.6 rebounds for Timberlake, which finished third in the 4A state tourney. At state, she scored 37 points with 18 rebounds, including a season-high 12 in the opener and 13 steals. She was the Intermountain League Player of the Year and a first-team All-State 4A selection. Next up are your nominees for boys basketball, 6A, 5A. Connor Carver, Post Falls. Jordan Carlson, Lake City. Reese Strawn, Lake City. Kaysen Miller, Lake City. Royce Fisher, Lewiston. Grant Abendroth, Moscow. And Parker Bogar, Lewiston. And your winner is Reese Strawn, Lake City. Now, Reese was the Player of the Year in the Inland Empire League, helping the Timberwolves to a second-place finish at state. Senior guard, nominated for the 2025 McDonald's All-American Game, averaging 16.2 points per game, shooting 42% from the three-point line. Much better than Rick at the free throw line. And he was a first-team All-State selection at the 6A classification. All right, next up for 4A through 1A. Your nominees are Thomas Bateman, Bonners Ferry. J.J. Yearout, St. Mary's. Nate Stiefel, Priest River. Dave Clute, Kamei. Raleigh Rotsusender, Kendrick. Everett Lovell, Potlatch. Asher Williams, Bonners Ferry. Tyson Charlie, Lakeside. Dylan Tosh, Genesis Prep. Ben Connolly, Court of Christ. And Hyson Scott, Clearwater Valley. And our winner is Asher Williams. Asher was part of the 4A state championship team for the Bonners Ferry Badgers. During the season, he set and broke the school's 35-year-old scoring record with a 50-point outburst. 6'6" senior ended his career as the number 8 scorer all-time in Idaho high school history with more than 2,000 points. He finished the season averaging 28.7 points, along with 6.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 2.3 steals. He was also named the state's Class 4A Player of the Year. Next up this evening, the nominees for girls wrestling. Jolie Slider, Lewiston. Alexis Johnson, Lake City. Shelby Garton, Timberlake. And Haley McNeil, Potlatch. And we have co-winners tonight, both state champions, Jolie Slider of Lewiston and Alexis Johnson of Lake City. Jolie was dominant this season, posting a record of 37-1 at 114 pounds. And just last month, a two-time state champion won a junior national wrestling tournament in Iowa. Now, she posted a 4-year record of 134-17 at Lewiston. Alexis, also a phenomenal season, posting a mark of 47-4 and winning the 120-pound weight class. Seated third in her weight class at state, Alexis recorded 2 pins to reach the semifinals and then won by major decision. She then captured the title with an 8-4 decision over the number 1 seed. Next up are your nominees for boys wrestling, 6A, 5A. Matthew Hamilton, Post Falls. Colton Tucker, Coeur d'Alene. Brock Armstrong, Coeur d'Alene, Seth Martin, Post Falls, Garrett Leonard, Lake City, Zach Teal, Lakeland, Carson Leonard, Lakeland, and Jordan Tyler, Sandpoint. Before we reveal the winner, every one of these nominees won a state championship. What separates our two co-winners tonight, both finished the season undefeated. Seth Martin, Post Falls, and Garrett Leonard of Lake City. Now, Seth won the 190-pound weight class with a perfect record of 53-0. A senior who signed to wrestle at North Idaho College next season, won 3 of his 4 matches at state by pins. The other was a technical fall with a 20-3 triumph. Leonard, who was also the top seed at state, won his first 2 by pin and then his final 2 by decision, including a 4-1 victory in the championship match over a wrestler who had only lost once the entire season. Next up are your nominees for 4A, 3A wrestling. Colton Story, Kellogg. Colum McLeantag, Priest River, and Aiden Yearout, St. Mary's. Again, all 3 of these nominees won state titles in Pocatello. Our winner is Colton Story of Kellogg. Colton won the 113-pound title at the 3A meet and finished the year with a record of 53-3. At state, the sophomore was the top seed, winning all 4 of his matches, including by technical fall in the title match, 18-3 your final. Next up, we have your Girls Team of the Year nominees. This is for 6A and 5A. Sandpoint Tennis and Sandpoint Swimming. Now, our 2 nominees were the lone larger school girls teams to win state titles last year. It's only appropriate that they are now co-winners tonight. Sandpoint became the first tennis team from northern Idaho to win a state championship. The Bulldogs, featuring undefeated freshman Pepper Rickert, winning the individual singles title, while the doubles team of Sydney Webb and Aubrey Knowles finished second. Sandpoint had 40.5 points as a team and won the title by 8 points. The Sandpoint swim team rolled to the state title by 48 points. Bulldogs with 3 individuals finishing 5th or higher in 5 individual events. The Bulldogs also had 3 relay teams finish 3rd or better, including 2 that won races. There's going to be a big party in Sandpoint tonight. Our next nominees are 4A, 1A. Genesee Softball and Logos Track. And just as with our larger schools, these 2 are the lone small schools to win state titles and also share the team award tonight. Genesee and Logos. The Genesee softball team finished 22-3 in winning its 2nd straight state title. Genesee had 11 returning players from the previous state championship team, the state team, as well as 9 earning Class 1A All-State honors, including 4 being named first team. Logos, meantime, sending 14 qualifiers to the state 1A track meet and scored in 14 of the 18 events that they competed in, finishing with 96 points. Sarah Casebolt was a one-woman wrecking crew by winning all 4 events she competed in. That would be the 800, the 1600, the 3200, and running the anchor leg on the 1600 relay as well. Next up, we have your nominees for Boys Team of the Year, 6A, 5A. Moscow Baseball, Post Falls Wrestling, Coeur d'Alene Cross Country, and Sand Point Swimming. All of our nominees, by the way, state champions, and 3 nominees had great seasons, but none as dominant as a Coeur d'Alene cross-country team. The Vikings had 6 runners place in the top 16 at the state meet, including 3 of the top 6. That helped Coeur d'Alene win the team title by 11 points over Rocky Mountain. Now at the district meet, Coeur d'Alene had the 7 fastest times among all northern Idaho schools at any level. And then at state, the Vikings had the 6 fastest northern Idaho marks, all under 16 minutes. All right. Next up, we have 4A through 1A. Orofino Baseball, Potlatch Baseball, Kendrick Football, Bonners Ferry Basketball, and Kendrick Basketball. All right, again, another theme tonight. Every team listed there won state titles. And for this, we have 2 winners, co-winners, Kendrick Football and Bonners Ferry Basketball. Despite losing its first game in nearly 3 seasons, Kendrick Football bounced back, winning their final 5 games by an average margin of 38.4 points, including beating the team it lost to as well. Kendrick finished 11-1, ranked number 8 nationally by MaxPreps.com among all 6, 8, and 9-man football teams. It was the school's 4th straight state title, but the first at the higher 2A classification. Bonners Ferry Basketball went 24-1. Its only loss coming to 6A Lake City by 5 points. The Badgers started the season 19-0 with wins over Coeur d'Alene, Lewiston, Sandpoint, Lakeland, and Moscow twice, all larger classification schools. Bonners Ferry won 15 games by at least 24 points, 14 more by at least 30 points. Badgers also won all 3 state games by double digits and averaged a 16.7 point margin of victory. Now it's time for our Girls Coach of the Year. 2 nominees, 6A and 5A. Kent Anderson, Sandpoint Tennis, and Greg Jackson, Sandpoint Swimming. All right, well, if we're going to share the Team of the Year award, we're going to share the Coach of the Year award as well. 2 winners tonight. Kent led the Sandpoint tennis team to the state title, which marked the first time any tennis team from northern Idaho won a state title. Kent had an individual title, a 2nd place finish, and another strong finish as well to help the Bulldogs score 40.5 points and win the team title by 8 points. Greg's selection of the relay teams proved to be key as the Bulldogs won 2 relay races and finished third in another to win the state title by 48 points. The Bulldogs had 3 individuals finish 5th or better in 5 individual events. Next up is for 4A through 1A. 2 nominees, Brian Malcolm, Genesee Softball, and Gwen Spencer, Logos Track. Well, you can both keep standing because you've both won. We have co-winners here tonight. Brian led the Bulldogs to their 2nd consecutive 1A fast pitch title. The team going 22-3, defeating league rival Kendrick in the state championship game. The team had 9 players earn all state recognitions, including 4 on the first team. Gwen led the Logos Track team to the state title by sending 14 qualifiers to state, scoring in 14 of the 18 events they competed in. This is now just the 2nd time in school history that Logos has won a state track title. The team scoring 96 points to outdistance themselves from the defending state champion Melba by 18 points. Your nominees tonight for Boys Coach of the Year, 6A, 5A. Griffin Rod, Moscow Baseball. Emery Carr, Coeur d'Alene Cross Country. Greg Jackson, Sandpoint Swimming. And Jeremy Zender, Post Falls Wrestling. And our winner tonight is Griffin Rod, Moscow Baseball. Moscow captured its first state baseball championship in 40 years by winning its final 13 games. He's rounding third, he's heading for home. Moscow finished the season 20-7, and under his leadership, Moscow had 6 players earn all league honors, 4 of which earned all state honors. And in the state championship game, Moscow trailed by a run down to its final 3 outs before an RBI double and an error gave the Bears the victory. Now for your nominees for 4A through 1A. Scotty Tondevold, Orofino Baseball. Trent Basinger, Potlatch Baseball. Zane Hobart, Kendrick Football. Nathan Williams, Bonners Ferry Basketball. And Steve Kirkland, Kendrick Basketball. And we have co-winners. Zane Hobart of Kendrick and Nathan Williams, Bonners Ferry. Zane led Kendrick to its 4th straight title at state in football, but its first at the higher 2A level. Kendrick going 11-1 on the season, ranked number 8 in the country by MaxPreps.com among all 6, 8, and 9-man teams. Nobody's listening to me right now, they're all looking at little girl. Nathan led Bonners Ferry to the 4A state title in dominant fashion. The Badgers going 24-1. Its only loss came to Lake City, a team defeating larger classification schools, Coeur d'Alene, Lewiston, Sandpoint, Moscow, and Lakeland. Badgers winning their 3 games at state by an average of 16.7 points per game. Now it's time for your Female Athlete of the Year. Your nominees are for 6A, 5A. Matea Noon, Moscow. Zaya Munyer, Lakeland. Landry Simon, Lakeland. Addie McArcher, Lewiston. And Kelsey Carroll, Coeur d'Alene. And our winner tonight is also our volleyball winner from tonight, Zaya Munyer, Lakeland. Last spring, Zaya won the state 4A triple jump title at 36 feet, 5 inches, and then placed 14th in the long jump. In volleyball, she helped the Hawks to a second place finish in the 5A tournament and was a first team all-state and all-league selection. The 6'1" middle hitter had 288 kills, 449 hitting percentage, along with 78 blocks and 20 aces. Zaya was also a three-sport athlete as she was the post on the Lakeland basketball team. As mentioned earlier, Zaya has signed to play volleyball at Weber State. And I think it's only fitting that her mom is here because somebody had to take her to all of those sporting events. Next up, your nominees for 4A, 1A. Hallie Anderson, Kendrick, Annabelle Carr, Coeur d'Alene Charter, Sarah Casebolt, Logos, Sage Elvin, Prairie, Chloe Greaser, Genesee, and Kendra Meyer, Genesee. And your winner is Kendra Meyer, Genesee. Kendra's trophy case growing impressively right now. She was all-league in 3 sports, earning state honors in 2. Last spring, she helped the Genesee softball team capture the 1A state title and was named the 1A state player of the year. The pitcher and shortstop hit .358, stealing 26 bases. And on the mound, she was 15-2. She also struck out 128 batters. In volleyball, she helped the Bulldogs to a 5th place finish at state. She was a second-team All-State selection, as well as earning all White Pine League honors. In basketball, she was a first-team All-League selection and helped Genesee to a second-place finish at state. Next up is your Male Athlete of the Year, 6A, 5A. Kai Wheeler, Coeur d'Alene. Max Servey Skinner, Coeur d'Alene. Caleb Jimerson, Post Falls. Butch Kiblin, Moscow. Garrett Leonard, Lake City. Connor Isaacson, Moscow. Drew Lehman, Sandpoint. And Tyson Izzo, Moscow. Now we keep standing because all of these nominees earned All-League in 2 sports or All-League in 1 sport and placed second or better at state in an individual event. Unbelievable. And the winner is Garrett Leonard of Lake City. Now Garrett earned first-team All-League honors in football as a linebacker for the Timberwolves, but where he made his mark was in wrestling. The senior going undefeated at 215 pounds, posting a record of 44-0. And he was a top seed at state in his weight class, winning his first 2 matches by pin, and then winning his final 2 matches by decision, including 4-1 in the championship match. All right, our final award category of the night. This is for 4A, 1A. Your nominees are Palmer Coleman, Priest River, David Goakoa, Grangeville, Raleigh Rotsusender, Kendrick, David Clute, Kamei, Seamus Wilson, Logos, Brody Rice, Bonners Ferry, and Ben Connolly, Court of Christ. And our winner tonight earned first-team All-State honors in 2 different sports, David Clute of Kamei. In football, he was a first-team All-State selection at defensive back and a second-team All-State selection at quarterback. It's now the third straight season that he has earned first-team All-State honors. He earned the White Pine League's Player of the Year in football and was a first-team selection at both quarterback and defensive back. In basketball, he led Cami to the state finals and was named the Idaho State Class A 2A Player of the Year, averaging 17 points, 15 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks per game. He was also voted Player of the Year in the White Pine League. David is signed to play basketball next season at the College of Idaho, which just won the NAIA national title last month. All right. So, just a reminder, by the way, to all those who were nominated tonight, please stick around. We'll want you for your scholarship drawings shortly, okay? Also, for any athletic directors, coaches, or student athletes who are here and able to do so, we ask you please pick up certificates for any athletes who were unable to attend after we're done here tonight. We'll have those certificates up here right by the podium and the stage. All right, now it's time for the 5th annual Dwayne Hagadon High Character Award winners. Now, this is awarded to a nominated female and male athlete from each school. It's named after Dwayne Hagadon, who founded the North Idaho Hall of Fame 62 years ago. Now, in defining this award, it recognizes a student athlete who excels in the classroom and as a teammate and has outstanding work ethic and integrity and displays sportsmanship and true character in all walks of life, and is just an all-around good individual. Civic and community involvement is also a bonus. So for the Hagadon High Character Award, I'm going to read the school first and then the athletes from that school. When your name is called, please come up front for a picture. Bonners Ferry, McKean Loretto, and Brooke Pettish. Charter, Min Hong and Campbell Hancock. Court of Christ, Emma Anderson. Oh, thank you. Do you want me to hear it up? Okay, we'll keep the pace up, good. I'm thinking of Rick here, 9:15. He promised 9:30, right? Okay, next up, Coeur d'Alene, Chief Allen and Gracie Legg. Clark Fork, Olivia Yetter. Clearwater, Jessica Catola. Genesee, Kalitri Hubbard and Michaela Herman. Genesis Prep, Dylan Tosh and Maddie Cooper. Grangeville, Cooper Poxleitner and McKenna York. Cami, David Clute and Addison Skinner. Kellogg, Tanner Williams and Aubrey Groth. Kendrick, Wyatt Cook and Hayden Kimberling. Kootenai, Chris Moore and Brooklyn Charles. Lakeside, Preston Spotted Horse. Lake City, Avery Cherry and Kennedy Hartzell. Lewiston, Cole Arlant and Jolie Slider. Logos, Hendry Sundley and Sarah Casebolts. Moscow, Owen Teagues and Ashley Euling. Mullen, Kale, Sala, and Ava Blankenship. Orofino, Dashel Barlow, and Lavia Johnson. Post Falls, Kyle Miller and Ellie McGowan. Potlatch, Ben Johnson and Haley McNeil. Priest River, Carter Korf and Haley Bray. Sandpoint, Jordan Tyler and Maddie Mitchell. St. John, Pierce Fry and Julia Wasmuth. St. Mary's, Cody Teft and Maya Asbury. Timberlake, Caius Tebby and Mela Miller. And Troy, Jackson Marone and Madison Bendel. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your 2025 Hagadon High Character Award winners. I think we need a drone. Congratulations. All right, for anybody who will be picking up those certificates, we'll be putting them by the front door. Okay, so if you're picking up these certificates, again, we'll have them at the front door. All right, again, we want to congratulate all of our nominees this year and all of our winners. Give yourself a big round of applause. All right, we were able to keep you around and we're going to pay out now. So at this time, we'd like to invite North Idaho Hall of Fame committee member and the funniest man in the room, Bert Sahlberg, and University of Idaho football coach Ford back to the stage to help with tonight's scholarship drawings. Sure, we can do that. Okay, thank you. Sure. Can you have them? Okay, all right.
So real quick, we're going to honor a couple of our sponsors before we do the drawings real quick. So we want to say thank you to Northwest Specialty Hospitals. Rick, would you? Stancraft? Is anybody here? Okay. Chris? Thank you to P1FCU. Again, thank you, Chris, for being our major sponsor for this event. This is pretty cool to be able to put this on and not have to charge the student athletes, all the nominees, and it's, you know, the sponsors like this that make it possible. So congratulations and thank you for them. So we're going to go with the drawings real quick. This is for the boys. There's going to be 4 drawings, okay? One for the boys Hagadon winners only, one for the girls Hagadon winners only, then one for all the boy nominees, and one for all the girl nominees. So bear with us when we have the all nominees because they're all in one bowl. So we could easily draw like 4 females before we get to a male. So just bear with us. But Coach? All right. Kellogg in the house. Tanner Williams? Tanner, you got to come up. Collect your $1,000 scholarship if you're here. Not here. Oh.
Oh, no.
How about Sandpoint, Jordan Tyler? Yeah. Yeah, Jordan, we're going to have you get your picture over here, and then afterwards, we're going to have you, is there somebody who's going to take his information? Somebody's got to get his information, right? Mary. Mary, out front. If you win, see Mary out front so you can take the information down. Jordan. Yeah. Yeah. All right, our female Hagadon winner. Orofino, Livia Johnson. Over there. All right. All right, the 2 winners. All right. Okay, our first general winner. How about Ben Johnson of Potlatch? Yep. You got to pick a girl. There could. I don't know. I think she is.
I think so too. Could be.
Yeah. Okay, our female winner, Sandpoint, Ivy Smith.
Oh, it's not here.
Not here?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. I'm
Oh, no.
missing out.
No, that's a male. Well, let's stick with the Sandpoint, and I'm going to blow the last name, but Ava. Okay, just again, thank you to our sponsors again tonight. Thank you for IdahoSports.com for being here. That's an awesome thing for us. Thank you to Sam Adams. Let's give Sam a nice applaud for tonight. Congratulations again to our Hall of Fame inductees. That's an awesome thing. Thank you to Coach Ford and his family for being here and blessing us tonight. Hopefully you all had a good time. Okay. Even you, Bonners Ferry, did you have a good time? All right, there we go. All right, well, thank you all for coming tonight. Drive home safely. Again, the certificates will be out front if you can pick those up. And for our 4 winners, just make sure you leave your names. Thank you, and good night.